and gentlemen, special I don't vote edition of Congratulations, you played yourself.
Oh, I love this.
Oh, here we
Shani
go.
Culture, you don't vote, right. So I brought in everyone's favorite auntie around the building. Her name is Ann Tripp from WBLS. Hi, Ann Tripp.
How you doing?
Hello, Auntie.
I don't consider her an auntie. I'm
Morning.
just a coworker who's very amazing.
I look up to her, so I
Well,
look at her
Scotty,
like,
it's literally like her auntie, so it's a different kind of thing.
yeah. So Ann Tripp, Shani doesn't vote because Shani?
I just don't necessarily believe in the system like that, and I for my right to vote and not to vote, and
Don't tell her your rights. She'll tell you what
I
rights you have.
focus on, things that I have more control of. I focus on certain systems within myself and within my community.
Okay.
In a nutshell.
Yeah, you sound crazy. If you don't vote, you're actually negating yourself, and that's something you can control. You're making yourself a slave.
How so?
Because slaves were 3/5 a man, not even a man. So now we are a man. We are a man and a woman. We can vote. We were not able to vote. We were not considered whole people. So if you do not vote, then you are going back to being a slave. You are going back to being a nobody, a nothing, whom nobody has to listen to. We have had 2 terms of a black president. How do you think he got there?
Voting is a beautiful thing, and I encourage people to vote. However,
Oh my God.
I don't believe that voting makes me
Not voting.
less than a man.
Not voting.
Not voting makes me less than a man, or voting makes me a man. And I think that their perspective of us was that we were 3/5 of anything. I think we were strong people even back then. I don't look for validation by the United States in order to make me feel like I'm lacking greatness. So I support the voting system in terms of people who want. I believe, look, it takes all kinds in order to make the world run. Right? So you need certain people who are going to encourage certain spirituality, certain people who are going to encourage
What is
certain
he talking
politics,
about?
certain people who are going to tend to
You
the
have any
children,
ideas?
certain people who are going to tend to the homeless. But we
Yeah.
can't all do everything.
Yeah, the problem is it's not all disconnected like that. It's not like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's all connected. If you don't vote, do you like the justice system? Do you think it's fair that Zimmerman got off, for instance, for killing Trayvon Martin?
No.
Do you
not
know
at
that
all.
if you're not a voter, you can't get on a jury?
I know.
Oh, you know that?
I do know that.
Oh, so you think that idiots should be on juries and you should be home, like controlling your own life or whatever you think you're doing?
No, I believe there's certain people who want to be a part of certain systems and believe in certain systems, and I think that that's okay.
Certain systems, yes.
So this is like what, religion or something?
That what is
You want to be
religion?
maybe a Catholic or a Muslim or a Jew. This is not what we're talking about here. We're talking about the country. We are a democracy. We are not we're not a dictatorship, and you should be glad for that.
I
And I
am
can say
happy
that
for
people
that.
died and all that kind of stuff, but you've heard that before. So you're not only you disrespecting their memory, people who actually died for the privilege to make us whole, but in my opinion, you want to be a slave,
Right.
and I can't deal with slaves.
Right. I respect the opinion. I don't believe the opinion. I don't believe that. Well,
She just said she didn't want to be a slave, so I think at that point, you should probably be like, look, Auntie Ann Tripp, I respect you, and I don't want you to be a slave either.
of course not.
And you
Of
don't want
course
to be a
not.
slave. No, you don't want
You
to
want to
feel.
be a
No.
nothing. You want to be a zero. You want to be someone that does not
believe
count in this society.
I don't
you
believe
want,
that that
you don't want
makes
to make
you a
sure that
zero.
the garbage is picked up in your neighborhood. You don't want to
Absolutely.
make sure that your kid can go to school. You don't want to make sure that there are any programs for anyone. Because if you don't vote, you don't get those things. Because people don't know you exist. That people don't have to serve your community. Then your community doesn't exist.
I
Then you
believe
don't
that-
exist.
See, that is a strong point, Sean. I think that is really the strongest point. That by voting, you're really saying, I'm here, we're here. These are the services we need. These are the things we need. I want to contribute. And by not being a part of that, you don't
basically
exist.
It
get a
doesn't
big
alienate you.
congratulations.
You basically get a...
Congratulations, you played yourself.
It doesn't alienate you from being a part of those things. I believe that there's teamwork in some respect, right? Everybody plays a part. I appreciate the police officers who are doing great jobs. I don't want to be a police officer. You know what I'm saying? That's for them to do, right? I'm happy that
Oh, and they're all doing a great job, huh?
No, the ones who are doing a great job.
All three
The
of
ones-
them. Next.
Oh, okay, Ann, relax. Don't get us in
ones who
trouble while you're on here. We only got you for
Nah,
5
you
minutes.
gotta let Ann Tripp go, bro. It's what it
The
is.
ones who are actually doing a great job. But, look, I would never disrespect you. So I
You already are
appreciate-
disrespecting her by not voting.
No, and I don't believe I'm disrespecting my ancestors because they also put in work and fought for me to have the option to be able to make this choice. They did that. Same way people fought for people to have pro-choice with abortion, to have a kid or not to have a kid, or for gay marriage or not to have gay marriage. These are fights that people fought so that you can have the option, right? So just because you're gay does not mean now you have to be married.
That's right, Shani.
If you have the choice, you understand what I'm saying? It's about choices.
Yes, ignore everyone laughing in the background just because they don't know what you're talking about. Please ignore them.
Now, it's important to note that, when it comes to abortion, that wasn't a fight where people are getting killed, although there are doctors who perform abortion who have been murdered. Mm-hmm. Okay?
I do know that
and there are
too.
gay people who have been murdered. Mm-hmm. But again, it wasn't the same fight. Giving us the vote was a fight. It was a dirty fight. It was a bloody fight. It was a murderous fight. And I'm not disrespecting you, but I don't want you to disrespect the past. And I don't want you to disrespect what we went through in this country. People come here from other countries because of what people died to get. Otherwise, people wouldn't come here. They would stay in their own countries. They wouldn't emigrate here. So don't emigrate here and then take for granted what you find when you get here. That's all I'm saying.
I got you.
And she wants to add,
Congratulations, you played yourself.